What is the worst version of hell in film? I'll give you a hint. It's nothing like the normal hell we all are used to, or the boring void of emptiness and darkness. It's something far worse, something beyond our comprehension. It's something our little monkey brains can't even begin to understand. I love Event Horizon. I recently watched it and it's amazing. It's almost perfect for me. It's two of my favorite type of films, sci-fi and horror, combined into one masterpiece. Like, look at that ship. I've seen it before, but it's actually amazing. Like, wow. Okay, so let me quickly explain the plot if you guys aren't familiar. In the future, we are like traveling the solar system and all that type of stuff. And this crew, our main crew to this plot, they're like put on a rescue mission to rescue something. We know it's the Event Horizon, but in the beginning they don't know it's actually the Event Horizon. They just told go rescue something. So eventually Dr. Weir, the like villain of this film, well kind of, he's one of the villains. He explains to them that they're gonna rescue the Event Horizon, this new and experimental ship that actually went missing 7 years ago. Apparently, it's like it has this weird special thing that allows it to travel to other solar systems and go faster than light, because by that year, people are still traveling like sublight speed, so it takes our crew, I think, like 53 days to get to Neptune's orbit, where the Event Horizon is. So, yeah, this ship like has this weird thing that allows him to go faster, because like Dr. Weir says it'll take them like 1,000 years to go to the nearest solar system without that thing. And none of them know this, or in the beginning they don't know it until Dr. Weir explains it, because it's all top secret. No one actually knows about this drive. Eventually they get to Neptune and they find this ship in a cool sequence, and just look at that. Look how big it is. That tiny like red thing is the rescue ship. Like, wow, the Event Horizon is a lot bigger than I thought it was. I knew it was big, but that big, never. The ship, like, it looks so cool. And almost immediately, weird stuff starts to happen. Dr. Weir, like, in the stasis thing, because, like, when they travel that fast, like sublight speeds, they still have to go into weird stasis thing, otherwise they, like, die or something. So he thinks he just woke up, and then he has like a vision of his wife, and he's not even on the ship yet, but a lot more of that is gonna happen. So eventually they go into the ship and stuff. It's super weird and creepy, and they can tell something weird happened, but they don't know what yet. And then eventually they like go to engineering the weird backside of the ship, and then they find this like weird orb drive thing. This is like the main thing they use to go faster than light. So it looks really cool. Weird but cool. And then this guy that like investigates engineering, one of the original three that like entered the ship, he goes to it and something weird starts to happen with the drive. It like starts to glow and doing weird stuff, and then it like goes to black, like a weird black liquid, and then he like goes into it. He puts his arm in and he gets pulled through. It's very weird. And he goes somewhere. We don't know where, but he goes somewhere. And we will eventually kind of find out where he went. And yeah, it's not a nice place. He eventually does get rescued, but he's like unconscious and doesn't do anything. He's just lying there. So yeah, we'll get back to him later, don't worry. And like very quickly people start seeing weird stuff. Like this one doctor, I think she's a doctor, she starts seeing visions. One vision she has is of her kid that's like in a wheelchair. We see a video of him earlier, and he's like sitting there in the ship, and he has like weird stuff on his legs, and then someone comes and pulls her out of this vision, and the kid is gone. That kid's gonna come back, and he's not good news. And then the guy that went into the black hole, he wakes up, and then he goes to like the airlock to go outside that the crew went in through, and he like tries to off himself, like he's kind of in a trance, but then he like says something about the darkness inside him and like all of this weird stuff, and that he doesn't want to, with what he sees, he doesn't want to go on. It's weird, and he wants to like let the airlock like shoot him into space and stuff, which is weird. And then like at the last moment before the door opens and he goes into space, it's almost like he snaps out of it, and like he doesn't want to die, but he did. It's weird. I think he was like in a trance, maybe a vision, I'm not sure, but yeah, who knows. Wait, don't go. I got something to tell you. Sorry for the interruption, but this is extremely important. Like and subscribe for the almighty algorithm. Like and subscribe, and to let me know if you like this video. And with all of this weird stuff happening, they like go to question Dr. Weir because he kind of built the ship and designed the drive, and like they question him about the visions and what happened to this guy, which he is alive. They like kind of caught him while he's in space, and he's alive barely, but he didn't die, so that's good news, I guess. So they questioned Dr. Weir about what's happening, why is everything going wrong, and he says they're just making stuff up. Like, that's weird. He just says nothing is wrong and they're seeing stuff, they're making stuff up, nothing is really wrong, which we'll come back to this. I have a theory on it, so don't worry. And while they go on, the stuff keeps getting weirder with visions and weird stuff. And yeah, Dr. Weir is just like, nah, nothing's wrong. So yeah. And then we get to the sequence where the captain and this other guy, can't remember his name, but they're sitting around and like talking about the ship, and they're like talking about all the weird stuff happening. The captain says he's getting visions of stuff he's never told anybody, that only he knows. And like, it's almost like the ship knows. The ship, which maybe it's alive. Maybe the ship is like an entity because of where it went. We don't know where yet. But it's like the ship can read your mind. So then Dr. Weir, he gets another vision, but this one is way worse. It's again of his wife. He sees his wife again, and he sees what happened to her. We don't know he knows his wife, because he was like so focused on his work, his wife like off herself, because he was like not focusing on her. And then at the end of this vision, like she appears with no eyes, creepy, and then she like takes his and says he won't need eyes, which that's creepy. So now he's like under the influence of something, we don't know what yet, but it's like something very evil. And then he takes an explosive that's like in the ship that is a failsafe, and he puts it on the rescue ship and blows it up with like a person inside and a person on the outside. He just blows it up. He's completely in the influence of something that is also influencing the ship. After he blows up the ship, the captain like takes a weird welding gun thing and goes to search for him, because they know at this point it's Dr. Weir. Like, he's been acting very strange and he's defending the ship a lot. Still. So we get this whole sequence of the captain like going to the bridge of the event horizon and like rescuing someone, but then he sees Dr. Weir like sitting on the captain's seat, and he has no eyes, and he's also kind of like scratched up, weird and creepy, but he still seems to be able to see. So that's weird. He has no eyes, but he can see. so maybe he sees through the ship, or who knows. And then by this point, there's 3 people left. The captain, a lady that the captain saved in the bridge, and a guy that was like working on repairing the rescue ship. He was like blasted into space, but he comes back somehow. I did not expect him to make it out, but whatever. And how Dr. Weird dies is when that guy that got blasted into space, he comes back on the window and Dr. Weir shoots at him, but he breaks the window and he gets sucked into space. He dies. He goes into space. The captain and the other girl, they make it out alive. So by this point, we have those 3 people left, and one of the guy that went into the black hole, he's still alive. He's like in stasis, whatever. And 2 people that died, they're like, I think he's an engineer, I'm not sure. The guy that like talked to the captain, he like died. We had like cut him up. It's weird. And the sequence, I can't show it here, but yeah. And the other girl, the girl that saw her kid, the vision, she saw another vision of him, and she like followed him. And I told you, this kid is bad news, because she followed him, and then she fell and died. Weird, before he died, he like set the thing to warp to wherever the original crew went, where we kind of saw in videos and like recordings kind of where they were, and yeah, they do not want to go there. So the captain now wants to go to engineering to like blow up the core or do something to stop it. So he goes to the core. On his way, like a vision comes up of like a guy he left behind, like, well, not by his choice, like he had to, but on a previous mission. And he's like on fire, and he shoots fire at the captain, and the captain runs and jumps into the core to escape it. But then, like, look at that. The core is on fire, everything's on fire. It looks weird. It looks cool, actually. This is a cool wallpaper. But then he sees the guy, the vision of the guy, and then the person turns into Dr. Weir. He's still alive. And he says, like, the ship brought him back. So death doesn't matter here, apparently. And look at that. Look how he looks. That's weird. And then they get into kind of a fighting sequence. And then Dr. Weir like shows him like a vision of the place where they warped. And I can't show it here, but it's messed up. That's messed up. Like, imagine just barbed wire everywhere and maggots and spikes, and yeah, it's not good. That's like the dimension, and it's literally hell. And the captain calls it hell. Weir says hell is just a word, and the place they're going is beyond comprehension. So I got a theory on this too. And then the captain actually like kind of wins. Well, I'll get back to that, but not for him. But he like gets the switch and blows up the in-between section of the ship to like, so the in front section where the other people are, they getting saved, and the back section with the core is separated. So he kind of saves the other people. And then like the core, I don't know if it blew up. It looked to me like it warped away. So the core did warp, but the crew is safe. But it looks like Captain went to hell. And then a rescue crew comes and saves the crew. So from what I can gather, my theory is, or not my theory, this is kind of like proven at this point. This dimension that the original crew went to is hell. Like the dimension of pain and torture and stuff. So I have a theory, and I might sound crazy, but I have some evidence. So what if Dr. Weir always was under the influence of the darkness or hell or whatever? He didn't go under the influence in the ship. He was always. That's because before he went under the influence, he also defended the ship. Almost like too much, and he dismissed all the people's concerns, even when it's apparent something weird happened. He just says they're making stuff up and defending the ship like how he was under the influence, so who knows? So there's two ways this kind of works out. So first, time in this weird dimension, it works different. It's like, it doesn't work like time works here. So 7 years here could be 70 years there. The original crew could have been there for 70 years before the ship came back, who knows. And because time works different, if you fall under the influence of hell, the darkness, you're kind of always under the influence because time works differently. This is kind of crazy, but my second idea is more realistic. So wait. So 2, or he was testing the drive when he was developing it, and they accidentally opened the portal to hell, and somehow something came through. Who knows? And then it put him under the influence, and it controlled him so that he always planned for them to go to hell. Did he want to? Maybe it's because he was under the influence and the influence made him, but it seems like he always wanted them and the crew to go to hell. And this hell dimension, it's messed up. From what we can see, I can show it, but from what we see, it's messed up. I have another theory. This one is also crazy, but I think this one is very likely to be true. What if the hell dimension is way worse than the vision the captain saw that Dr. Weir gave the captain? Because he said this hell dimension is beyond comprehension. And what if the captain's mind made that vision? Because what he saw was, he couldn't comprehend it. He couldn't comprehend it, so his mind kind of made the closest thing it could comprehend. So what if that hell dimension is actually way, way worse? And it's beyond comprehension. So it can be way, way worse. Something that we can't understand. So what do you guys think? Am I right about these crazy theories? I am probably right, but let me know. Let me know if you like this movie and like this video. And until next time.